be doing is painting a Hayabusa headlight. So what I've done already is I masked it off, I painted it silver, I clear coated it, because we're going to do some different techniques, some erasing and some scratching on this. So what we're going to do first is mask off our first hard line. There's actually a real hard arc line that goes through here. And this will kind of start our whole deal. All right. So what we could do is lint the tape a little bit, put it on your shirt, kind of peel it off. Just gonna lightly blow in a little bit of a super weak black solution. The idea is you barely want to see a difference. Then we'll pull off the masking. I'm going to reuse this tape. Pull this line off. You can see that there's just a slight difference. Okay, now this line's a little bit darker and it's a little more pronounced in the center. And it's kind of a radial pattern. So basically what I do is I just look at my real headlight and kind of mimic what I'm seeing. So this has a real hard line here. Basically, that's all this headlight is reflections of the reflector that's behind it. So once again, we're just blowing this in, kind of weak. We don't want it real dark right now. We're going to add to it. That gets us a good start on the headlight. All right, so now I'm going to come in with the eraser and erase some of these black spots. Just kind of bring out that silver. And this will kind of give you a light fade into that silver, taking away that black. Now you won't see much of it. But it is there. So we could do that, and then we could come in with the eraser. And kind of highlight the whole area so it doesn't look just like scratches. So that gives you real hard edge highlights. So once we do that, we can come back in with some more black. Just kind of fog over it a little bit to soften up those lines. You can come back in with the eraser. And erase it back out again. Okay, I'm going to shoot a little more black on this. Make sure there's no eraser left over. Now the reduction on this black is probably 200% reducer, or more than, I don't know how you could say it, a lot. Just a lot of reducer. Now instead of doing each section, I could airbrush all of the black and then come in and do the erasing. But I can do this, and then this section here would be done and not have to think about it. And if I stare at it for a while and I don't like something, I can go in and add to it or take away from it. You can see the urethanes do take some work to go in there and erase off. Alright, now we can come back in with a little bit of black. Kind of soften those in a little bit. Now we're going to look for any areas where it's kind of a real dark black. These lines kind of reflection lines. A little move here. Okay, now this side. Okay, so we have this reflecting down. Now this is just a chrome plate that's across here that you're basically looking at the reflection of this. So basically that's what we're doing, is creating a reflection of that area. Okay, so this has just kind of a and it might have, the picture doesn't really show it, but it looks like it might have a little bit of texture. And it's our headlight. We can make it whatever we want. Okay. Pull that off, we'll pull that off. And then let's go ahead and do a little bit of erasing on this. going to go in there and do a little more scratching, some erasing, and then come back in with a little bit of darker color up top. Darken it up a little bit, push it back, and then do some white highlights. And we'll call it pretty close to done. Alright, we have that pretty much all erased down. I'm going with a little bit of black. I'm also gonna do a little bit of a darker color up here. I'm going to mix up a little bit of a white now and hit it with a little bit of white. No, we don't want to overdo this white, but we do want to over reduce this white. I'm using the Renegade from Badger. I'm using the detail tip on it and a high roller trigger. Okay, now we're going to see how thin it is. All right. It doesn't take much white. Just a little bit of white will go a long way. Because the white won't reflect and won't change in the sunlight like the silver does. So we don't want to cover up too much of that because we want that reflective look of the silver. But the white is just the highlight from the sun hitting it, so we do have to put some of that in. And then it has a white highlight coming down the center. Now this is going to highlight on its own anyways. It's got another square over here. That'll kind of give it the illusion that it's in the got a clear lens going over the top of it. If it doesn't spray right away, take it off to the side and spray it out. Don't do it over your artwork. Okay, so now these have to kind of reflect a little bit coming this way. All right, we have two bright reflections, right? Just right here, chilling right here. I don't know what those are, but I'm just going to add them in. Can't hurt the image. Okay, now over here we have Alright, now you're starting to really get the look of this being the lens and this being a reflector. So that kind of helps a little bit. There's little kind of detail stuff on here that get that. Alright, this has a little bit of a kind of a texture pattern, and I don't want to put too much, but I do want to knock down the silver a little bit. So it doesn't look so plain. Alright, now this gets white highlight. Sometimes it's hard to go forward and back over a line. So just like a paintbrush, just pull the line. Or if you're more comfortable pushing the line, don't try to go back and forth because you start getting, you know, dual direction, especially with a part that's really shaped round. I don't know if you can notice how round the shape is, but the shape is really kind of like working on a pyramid here. Okay, now there's a white highlight right here. Okay, now we'll work on the lower section. you got to remember you're controlling your overspray. So if I spray this line, this is shaped downhill. If I spray here, it's going to overspray out to the side.